Welcome to the Shellanomics podcast, your source for pure Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles entertainment, presented by King Midas.
Alrighty guys, another episode of Shellanomics. We're here with our good friend Craig, who's a real cool kid. He's got a ton of video games here. We're going to be talking about some graded games, some other pieces of his collection. But Craig, let's get started where me and you are pretty much in the same genre. What was your first Ninja Turtle game?
My first game was Turtles TMNT on the NES as a kid. Got it. Didn't know anything about it because, I grew up with the cartoon before the comic. And then when I played it as a kid, I was like, wait a minute, this is bizarre, but also awesome at the same time. Had nothing to do with the TV show, but it was still awesome.
Especially with
Sorry.
No, especially with the red bandanas, right? Because I'm with you. I didn't know the comic book at the time, and I'm like, wait a minute, there's colors in the video game, but on the cover they went with the comic image. So I'm like, wait, what am I expecting here? So I'm with you, dude. I like that game a lot. We talked a little bit earlier before we went on. So how far did you get as a kid, and then did you ever beat it as an adult? Did you officially beat it without Game Genie?
As a kid, I could always get to the Turtle Van level. I would get the scrolls, help you get across on the ropes, across the tops of the buildings, but I could never get past that. That's usually where I die. I know a lot of people had a hard time with the underwater level. That one, not so much. But after that, I was dead. I was always dead. And I never got to beat it until I was an adult. And I will say, I did use Genie. Unfortunately. I couldn't do it. It was too hard. I tried.
Yeah. No, I don't blame it. Well, what's crazy too is I had a buddy in high school. Like I got like close to like that ropes park. See, I really didn't have a map. I didn't have a Nintendo Power at the time to go in that turtle van. So, me and you were kind of like most people. Hey, we beat the dam, we beat the game. That was our high spot.
Right. We saved April.
Yes, exactly. We saved April and we saved New York. I mean, we didn't save. We saved someone. So we saved the dam from blowing up. And what was crazy is, so one time in high school, my friend was like, yeah, I beat this guy. Like, oh, well, then can you bring your old Nintendo over for a sleepover? So we're up till 2 a.m. We get close to, I've never seen like the Technodrome battle, because at the time YouTube wasn't around to even actually look at these videos. So I'm like, this is all like, whoa, this is crazy. And then that they call it the hallway of doom or the hallway of death, when there's all those stormtroopers and ducks and all that crap. And then he couldn't get through. Finally, my other friend says, hey, Mikey, I got a Game Genie. Let's do it. And what's crazy, I don't know if this happened to you, Craig, but you remember that spot where you're going down and those spikes? Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You could still die with the Game Genie. We couldn't believe it. We had to practice that. Yes, you were invincible to everything but the spikes. So even that, was still kicking our ass. But finally did that. And then, yes, as an adult, I finally did beat that game. And that's one of my greatest triumphs in, my little gaming history, because just... it felt so good taking down Shredder. And it's funny because he's not even that hard of a boss compared to everything else in the game, right?
Right. When you look back on it, you actually see the patterns and what's happening with the game. You're like, wait, less is more. Let him react. And then just hit him again. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
You just didn't see that as a kid. You weren't patient enough. You were trying to move around. You were anticipating his next move. Yeah. It was a total different game.
Yep. How about the arcade? Did Mama Bear and Papa Bear were they able to bless you with enough quarters to finally take that one down at the arcades?
There was many times when I would spend money on that arcade. I'd be getting $5 or $10 there. We were camping or something. They had it at the campground, and I'd be in there just playing it all day long. I probably beat it once, and this would be like with other people.
Yes,
that machine was made to take your money.
Oh yeah,
I loved it. I was happy to give it to you, but that's what it was made for.
Yeah, there was no greater feeling when you got that $5 or $10 bill, put it in the machine, and you just see it's like you just won like $1 million. Like here we go.
All the quarters, then you go over.
Yep.
It's like I got one, now I have 20.
Yes, exactly. And I would get to be, and it sucks. It's like when no one's there, you start off, fire. Hang on, April. Take out Rocksteady. Maybe you get to Bebop, and then you're like, crap, I'm broke.
So right. If you don't have anybody there playing with you to take on, things, keep it a little more balanced, yeah, you're going to pump it in quick and then die quick.
Yeah. There was one time at, I don't know if you had these by you, but out here in Illinois, we had a Little Caesars, the pizza, they actually had an arcade. And it was just, it was so cool. And I was like, Mom, I need another $3. There's people on there, they're at Krang. This is our chance to finally beat this. And it did, I think I beat it once. Now I can beat it, all day because there's Galloping Ghost Arcade, which has unlimited play for quarters. Obviously we have the Cowabunga collection where, I guess I'll actually, even though we were going to jump to that earlier, but did you ever think you'd be able to play that game from home with friends online? The original arcade. How crazy is that, man?
I never thought I would. I never thought that was going to be a thing. You didn't know at the time what was going to be.
Yeah.
And now I have an arcade one-up and the full-size machine.
Oh, you got them both?
So I have them both. It's a little crazy. But the arcade one-up can go online, and I do randomly play with some people if there's people up on the server. I never expected that, and it's pretty cool to see that it came back full circle. And now home arcades are becoming big, and people are going back into this stuff.
Yeah. So since you have those, I guess it always sucked when you'd go to the arcade and you'd be like, oh, great, Mikey's joystick does not go to the left. Donatello lost his jump button. Hello. So since you have two of these games, how does maintenance work for you? If you've had any trouble so far?
It's not too bad. I've actually replaced all the joysticks on the arcade one-up and the original console, the arcade that I had. But when I got them, those controllers were crap. And the one of the arcade it was a restore project actually that the son was doing. And not to go off on a side, but I guess the son gave up on it and no longer wanted it. So it went on eBay in like 2015 and listed for like $600. I had some friends go down and check it out because I wasn't around.
Okay.
They said everything worked for the most part, and I had them pick it up for me.
Oh man, save on shipping there too. That's a great steal then for that price at the time.
Yeah, it was only one state away, which worked out because it normally just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. So it was made to be. So you actually have your own. And it's so nice to have the original because, again, I know there's copyrights and stuff. And even on the Cowabunga collection, they got all due respect, I call it the garage band singing the theme song because we don't get the Chuck Lorre. The woman grew up as kids. That helps sell that arcade game. When you walked in there and you hear that theme song, you're like, where? Like, I had no idea what was going on. And you even get those cool little profiles. Like, they would have that, like, little screen if you wait a little bit. You do like, ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding, and you have Leonardo come up with a profile.
Little stats about him, what his weapon was.
That too, yeah. Mm-hmm. Dude, we were blessed with, Konami took good care of us, man, for most of our life. They were pretty much like, like our great uncle or something that just, made sure we enjoyed ourselves. Let's talk a little bit about that too, because I'm pretty sure you also had the arcade port for the NES with the good old Pizza Hut coupons. That was the first Turtle game I beat. Now, did you ever play that with any brothers or friends or anybody? And who was your Turtle of choice?
Mikey's always been my Turtle of choice.
Yes.
That was yours as well. I actually played that like crazy with my cousins as kids. I remember their basement like crazy. We would be down there and just going at it for hours. And we couldn't get far because we'd run out of continues.
Oh, damn.
But it was so much fun. Now, speaking of that,
yep.
And I know I don't mean to jump around.
That's okay. Feel free.
I have a graded copy right here, and it is a very poorly graded copy. But in today's day and age in the market, I didn't care. It was for myself.
Yeah.
Before things got really crazy with grading games.
Okay.
And I just wanted a sealed copy because how much I loved looking at it and what it was.
Yeah. The artwork's awesome.
I think it turned out to only be like $20 more than a regular CIB copy at the time.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 5.5, so it didn't grade high. It's not the best condition, but it is sealed.
Yes, exactly. And it just looks cool in that case. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to that soon. Any other game? Let's see. So that one I used to like. I have one question for you now because with Turtles 2 and Turtles 3 for Nintendo, similar to Double Dragon and a lot of beat-em-ups, you'd get that oopsie attack. For some reason, they used to have friendly fire on. So how would you deal with it if somebody hit you? For me and my brother and cousin, we used to be stupid about it. If he hit me, I'd have to hit him back, meaning it would totally not work. You're not supposed to do that, but it's like, hey, you hit me, I got to hit you back. So would you guys just like say, crap, or like, How did you guys resolve those nuances of little? Jabs?
No. When we started doing that, and those games that had that option of, you can't hit, like Battletoads had that.
Yes, that too.
No, once we started going down that route, we would just end the game because we keep hitting each other.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to.
Goofing off.
Yeah, that too.
But not getting farther in the game.
Yes, exactly. And then you had Turtles 3, which I'm gonna have to go, one day look back at my life and see if I beat that as a kid. I can't recall. I know I did in high school because with Turtles 3 it was cool because they actually had a Konami code. I don't know if you're aware of that, but if you do the up, up, down, down like you get in Contra for 30 lives, you can use that to add more lives to your turtles, and you actually get a stage select.
I actually did not know that.
Yes. So in case you ever want to beat that one fair and square, I don't think adding extra lives is cheating, but it's not like we're having invincibility like our Game Genie. So we had that, and then I guess we fast forward to the golden era of our age with good old Turtles in Time. So, did you have a Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis growing up?
I have the Sega. I was a Genesis guy. You can see the Genesis sign behind me, or case.
Yes.
There's definitely Super Nintendo stuff over here.
Okay.
The cousins had the Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay. So you were taking care of it.
So I always played that at other people's houses. Never got blessed with Turtles in Time as a kid.
Okay.
It wasn't until I was a little bit older and was like, oh wow, I can get this now. I have money, I have a job.
Yeah. Right.
And then I got back into it.
Oh, man. So did you have Hyperstone Ice growing up then? At least you had to have that one, right, I presume?
I did not have
Oh, man.
I had the Sega Channel, though.
Oh, okay.
So I had access to it. So I definitely did play that a lot on the Sega Channel.
Oh, it was that? So can you explain how the Sega Channel worked? Because I didn't have Sega until, and that was like way before its time, because now where we are now, Sega was way ahead of its time. They knew where the future was going with that.
They really did. I got Sega Channel like when it premiered. I remember getting it at Christmas and seeing the bag in the backseat of the car and being like, hey, what's that? And getting yelled at, put that down. And it was essentially like a cartridge with a box on top of it that had a coax cable that wired into your cable TV. And it would send you 50 different games per month. And some games would stay, depending on what was like a top player, people would play it. And then sometimes they would cycle them out for something else. I think it lasted about 4 years. I know I didn't have it the whole time. I think we had it for maybe like a year and a half before we ended up, I moved on to other consoles.
Yeah, I'm sure it got expensive. And when your folks like, hey, you're not using this anymore, what's the point of it?
Right, it's an extra monthly bill.
Yeah. Do you remember how much it was at the time? Because was it $20 or $30, if you can recall? Off the top of your head?
That I don't know, unfortunately.
Okay.
That was, in 95, I was 13.
Okay. Yeah, not really paying it. Yeah, just thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Gotcha.
Right. It was just, flashy. What? Video games to the TV? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we'll fast forward. This is when Turtle Mania comes to an end. We had our tournament fighters. I enjoyed that one as a kid. And then we get into the Peter Laird, the 2003 era. Now, I did like that show, and I did have a PlayStation 2 at the time, so I did play the trilogy of that version. Did you ever play any of those growing up in like high school? The 2003 ones?
I had it on the GameCube.
Okay, nice.
I had TMNT, and then I had Battle Nexus.
Nice.
I didn't get any of the other two. It was
Nightmare and Melee, I think, right? Melee is a hard one to find at the time.
Mutant Nightmare.
Yeah, Mutant Nightmare and Mutant Melee, I think, right? That was like like a Smash Brothers kind of or something. It was almost like or maybe Power Stone. It's kind of more like how you describe that one, where you're just fighting and walking around, right? The Mutant Melee one. Like you pick a turtle and you go into like little stages. I have played that one. I don't remember it too strong, but I have done 1 or 2 playthroughs of that. But I know Mutant Nightmare is more like the old school kind of. Well, what was nice about those was, if you had the multi-tab for PlayStation or GameCube already, you could actually play with. Finally, it took long enough for our generation. You could do all 4 turtles. So, did you ever take either of those games down, and did you win Battle Nexus? Because Battle Nexus is tough. That's the side game.
No, I'm going to be honest. During that time, that's when I started to veer away from a lot of games.
Okay.
Lots of other things were going on. I fell off from this.
High school, college, girls, or whatever else you got going on,
and
sports.
by the time I came back into it, I would like to say more of a golden era for myself, which was the Sega, the NES, Super. And I love the GameCube. I actually have a GameCube kiosk right out of screen.
Oh, nice.
I could.
Yeah.
There it is.
Feel free to give us a little tour after this. Oh, sweet.
But when I came back, then I came back into like going back to the old games, and not so much GameCube. I've got a small collection of them, some good titles, but I fell off in that time, and I don't think I ever came back into it. As much as I enjoy looking at the GameCube, and it does bring a lot of memories to me, it's probably on the lower end of the things that consoles I love.
Yeah, for me it was like, well, PlayStation was like GTA, 3 was the one that everybody pretty much had in that era. I kind of slowed off too, like you're saying. Like I didn't buy. My brother had the 360. I didn't have, and that like when PlayStation 3 was around, I didn't really get into those. I would play on my brother's once in a while because what was cool was in the Battle Nexus and Mutant Nightmare. I don't know if you remember, we could actually unlock the arcade. So before Cowabunga Collection, that was our first gem. Like, dude, I get this for free. So that was another reason why I wanted to buy that game, was to get those arcades. And then for Xbox for a while, and it's still actually on his account, I have it on an Xbox I bought now because it's a membership. Are you familiar with Xbox Live Arcade? Did any of your buddies have that?
Yeah, you're talking about the reshelled version of Turtles in Time?
That one, and they have the original arcade. I thought it was so cool to actually do achievements on there. What was your take on those?
Well, I really liked playing the reshelled, like the updated version. I thought that was cool, 3D style, different, but it brought some fun into playing it again. From doing something that was, so familiar, and I won't say stagnant, but
yeah,
sometimes it could be. When you play with other people, you rejuvenate that fun and you have that joy within again, because you got people that are experiencing it, maybe for the first time, or just much less than you.
Yeah, and that's how I feel with Turtle games anyways. It always brought people together because every game, you weren't really, besides Tournament Fighters and I think Turtles in Time, you could do like that little like sparring thing on the side, but besides that, you're always working with your buddies to get that in. What else? Then we have the 2012. Now, did you play any of those games? I did play, I think I had a Wii growing up, and I think there was one Turtle game on there. I did not play Danger of the Ooze, but I did play the Wii. Did you play any of those in that era, like the 2012 Nick show at all?
The 2012, no, I've got a few of them, but I never really got into that genre of Turtle. I know everybody loves the show, and there's some great episodes. It's made by fans for fans, so. But I didn't necessarily get into them too much into that. I know the Wii had Turtle Smash Up, which you were mentioning earlier. It was like the Melee Brawl one.
Yeah.
An exclusive comic book in it too, which was kind of nice.
That's right. That's right. And then they had the TMNT. I've played it. It's very, very long. Have you played that one just in your lifetime at least yet? TMNT from the 2007 movie?
Yes. I have got a few copies of that, actually.
Okay.
But no, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Not as good. But you know something really interesting about that game?
Sure.
Is that, and I didn't find this out till later, is that came on multi-platforms, right?
Yeah, there was Xbox, PlayStation, and Game Boy Advance, I think, was the other version.
The Game Boy Advance game is very different.
Yes.
It's an actual, 16-bit or 32-bit beat-em-up kind of fun game.
Yeah. No, that one's phenomenal.
Old school style.
Yeah.
Versus the 3D stuff they were doing.
Yeah, that's way better. I've actually been told, because we just finished up our Shellathon last week, someone actually said, I might be wrong, and if anybody catches this on YouTube or Spotify, please comment down below, but I've been told that those are the people who were actually the guys who ended up making Shredder's Revenge, which is why we love that TMNT game so much, and why we like Shredder's Revenge. So
that may be true.
Yeah.
I can see the love in it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think just so we can kind of touch base with almost all the games. Then we had a very rare, we had Eric Will on the show. He actually has this game. You may have it now, but I actually did get to play it once. There was a Michael Bay game, but it was only for the Nintendo DS. Do you have a copy of that one? You may have one. Yeah, I think it was yes. Okay.
I do have that, not graded, but sealed.
Okay.
In a pile of things that I intended to put in case.
Okay, because I'm sure that one we'll get to about how you ended up with that one, because the game's a lot better than the movie. The Rat King's in there and Slash, and it's like if they would have been in that movie, it might have been a couple, not a flawless movie by any means. We all know that. Again, right. We grew up with the Prime. We know we ours are up here, and anything else is kind of just
is going to be below.
Yeah, you're not going to top Henson. It's not going to happen. So. Had that genre. Rise, I don't think had anything except for maybe a Flash game. And then
there might be some cell phone games that came out.
Yes, yeah, and some mobile games like there's Ninja Turtle Legends, and there was kind of a cool mobile game in 2020. I think it was, he had actually made clans for it. There was Mutant something. It's not around anymore. But then obviously we get to our favorite. How much do you love Shredder's Revenge?
Oh, it's amazing. It just, I'm so surprised that it took this long for someone to come back and be like, hey, let's go back to what worked, what everybody loved, and do it again. And then when they did that, they did it amazing. You know, it was done. I couldn't think of anything any better. I would love to see it longer, and I know they did some extra DLC on it, but I could just keep playing that game. It's so much fun.
Yeah, well, replay. I mean, 6 people online, DLC. They have old school music in there with the retro. If you want to go, old school like 8-bit, which I think is great. And they said, you know what, we want to make this the best game ever. They invested in the original voice actors, and I mean, come on, how cool is it hearing Rob Paulson, Barry Gordon, Townie, and Cam voicing our heroes in a video game? Something that we wanted as kids, we actually got to experience. Do you have a favorite character in that game? Is it still Mikey? Is he your guy, or?
He's always my guy. I just relate to him because I'm silly, and off the wall. And my voicemail actually on my cell phone is Townsend.
Oh yeah,
as Mikey saying, "Hey, Craig's out getting pizza for us. Leave a voicemail. We'll get it to him." All
right, let's hear about this. This turtle. I'm guessing this was at a Comic-Con. You met him and you asked him to do this, or how did this come?
Actually, so at the 35th anniversary at Granite State Comic-Con,
okay,
they had 4 voice actors there, and I asked him if he would do it, and he was like, "Oh, I haven't done one, but you know what? Okay, give me a moment." He paused and said, "All right, give me the phone." Took the phone one take, and he just did it flawlessly. And I had it for a number of years. Now, actually, something happened. I switched carriers for my cell phone, and they didn't allow me to see it. I lost the voicemail. I was so
Steve. I mean, Oh man.
But I reached out to him.
Okay.
And he re-recorded it for me and just said.
Oh, that is so cool.
So he just sent me a WAV file of the re-recording of it. He asked what he said. I was like, well, it's kind of generally this, da-da-da-da. He's like, okay.
Hey, dude.
And then he sent it back. Didn't ask for money or anything. Didn't charge me. He just said, sorry that happened. Let me do this for you.
Yeah, those guys, like I said, anybody in this group, that's why I just love the Turtles as a whole. Just anybody I come across, pretty much everyone's a giver. We're all in this, there's just so much unity in this fan base and just as a whole, whether it's a movie star, a comic book artist, a video game designer, just all good people.
All share the love of Turtles, which, I mean, if you think about Turtles, it's about brotherhood, it's about connecting, it's about family. Yes. So those are all the things that they instill in us, so we're going to give it out to the world too.
Exactly. Final 2 questions. Are you excited for this virtual VR game that's coming out? And have you played Mutants Unleashed or Splintered Fate? Those are, I think, the other 2 games we haven't touched yet.
Okay. I only saw the VR thing like 2 days ago. I saw a preview and I was like, wait, what? What's that? And now I have a Meta Quest 2 that I bought from someone. I'm not a huge fan of it myself. I prefer the console. But depending on what this comes out on, I'm probably going to try to invest just to play it.
Yeah.
So that it looks cool, and just because it's Turtles, it's going to be fun. Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
And then you were mentioning, what were the other games again?
Mutants Unleashed, based on the new movie. The game isn't actually that bad. I don't know if have you played that one yet. It's just a 2-player beat 'em up. It's not the greatest, but because again, you get what you pay for. It's not. I don't even think it was selling for $60. I think they knew it wasn't going to be a classic because it was a little lower in price. Have you tried that one yet?
Yeah, I remember that one now. I tried getting. I have it on the Switch. I'm a real Nintendo person.
Okay.
Nice. So I don't know if it's the Switch version or not, but man, the load times killed it for me.
Yeah.
I kept on just getting so tired of waiting. And honestly, I put it down after a while. I never went back to actually finish it. Just because it's still there.
Yeah, if you want. No, I get you.
There's a list. There'll be a day when I'm unemployed, and I'm like, this is what
let's do it. I will share one thing that would be cool for you to do, because my buddies played a little more than I did, but I wanted to make sure I got it on my Twitch and YouTube channel. So There is one cool thing, because you love the NES game a lot. There's a spot in there where they do like a podcast or something, and they actually kind of Easter egg in the original Turtle video game. And you know it's the Turtle video game because they're talking about this old retro game, and they mention the seaweed. So there's a pretty cool like Easter egg. Now, I'll have to send you, if someone has the Easter egg like on YouTube, I'll at least send you that in a DM so you can be like, oh, okay, now I know what Mike's talking about, because that part was pretty cool. And that Splintered Fate game, though, I don't know if you're into like it's a Hades-style kind of game. That's the only game right now that is cross-platform everywhere. So you can play on Steam, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and we can all play together. So if you haven't gotten that one yet, that one I do encourage you to check out someday.
That one is cool. I do have it, actually.
Okay, nice.
I did download that one early. It took me a moment to like think for a second.
Okay.
And then I ordered a copy because I had to have it physical.
That's what that's because that's what we're gonna get into now. Now we're gonna get into the bread and butter of why we have Craig here as our guest. So, what started you to actually? I guess I kind of want to say invest in a video game collection, because we grew up. We had Funko Land, right? We can buy and sell games. So it's like most of the games we're like, oh, we're not going to get crap for it. But Mom, I want to get the new Mario. It's like, oh, well, okay, you got to find money somewhere. So you get like $5-10 and lose it. And then years now, I mean, we're talking, this is going to be recorded in 2025. Going to be my first episode of season 3 in 2026. I mean, I was at a Nintendo store, just a gaming store last week. Hyperstone Heist in the case. They want $140. So where did you start collecting these games before it got crazy, I guess? Like, 'cause I think you made a good choice before it got to madness. So feel free to start us on this journey.
So this whole journey, so what happened with myself is after college and a few other things that were going on, I actually got rid of almost everything I owned.
Yep.
Went on a tour doing something completely different than I normally did with theater. And during that time, I started acquiring things and having them sent back to my parents, even though I just sold everything off. So I came home to like a pile of animation cells from Turtles, which are all hanging up on these walls. Different cartoon animation cells as well. Some serial ones from cartoons in the 90s, like Trix Rabbit. Got one of those.
Sick.
And when tour ended, I came back to Connecticut, where I live. I went over to a buddy's house and was like, "Oh man, do you still have my Sega?" And he was like, "Yeah, you want it back?" And I was like, "Kind of." So it was spare. He literally held it.
Yeah.
I got it back, and then I just started playing again. And this was at a time. This was like 2015. Things were not this crazy. People were not reselling and just buying to for whatever. I was having fun again. I was enjoying the things that I didn't get to enjoy as a kid, or things that I missed out on, or things that I just wanted to get again. So a lot of what you see behind you is years, it's over a decade of collecting. And it was not what today is. I'd find things that were, some bigger items. I'd find things that were like busted and repair them, or find parts and put it back.
Oh, really? Nice.
Some of the kiosks. But like games in general, there were maybe $20 for an expensive game, and it was like, all right, I'll spend the $20. But now you look at the same game, people want $80, and I'm like, I don't think it's worth $80.
No.
That's my take.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Because I love it myself. I didn't get it because other people. I didn't get it to invest. I graded these games because I wanted to have awesome copies of every Turtles game, because the Turtles are so important to me. And the video game form was huge in my life.
Yeah, that was how we'd hang out. Hey, you want to come over? It's like, if you couldn't go to, what else were you going to do indoors in the wintertime? You really, if you go, sledding, cool, but it's like, you got nothing else to do at the house. You can only play so many board games. Let's just sit here, kick some foot soldiers' butt right here. So, like you're saying here, Craig, I kind of was the same when we collected the vintage toys. I mean, that's just been out of control now, too. I mean, the common figures, that'll be for another day, but just like, hot spots and scratches and $500 and, even like the mid-tier, like Warrior, I think it was either Gatekeeper, Rocksteady, and something Bebop, like those are off the charts now. So, so when did you finally get Hyperstone Heist? When did you like, what, I'm going to actually try this game? How did you like it, your first experience? Now you have your Sega back. I'm sure you've played it.
Oh yeah, I've got a copy.
Yeah.
It's behind us.
Nice.
I love it. I know people love Turtles in Time, and I do too. But I think I like Hyperstone Heist a little bit more. I just think I do. And I think it's because it's almost like the underdog, and I generate the underdog. I love the game. I think what the Sega can do for the music that's in that game is amazing. It's very much the same as Turtles. And it's just like you've got a timeline of different things. Let's take this and put this over here and swap it around a little bit and represent it in a way.
Yeah.
But it's great. The copy I have now, I probably didn't pick up until maybe 2016 when I picked it. And I slowly upgrade. I'd grab a loose copy just to play it, and then maybe get a different game store look around and be like, oh, this one's got the box. You know what? And I'd buy that too, and be like, all right, now I got it with this, and then sell or trade off the other copy of it.
Yeah.
And I did that a few different times, but I know I did that with Hyperstone Heist.
Well, I'm with you. I love Turtles in Time. That's the one I grew up with. But I will say, when it comes to aging, just as adults, I feel Hyperstone Heist is the better play because it's a little bit more challenging when you throw on hard mode compared to hard mode for Turtles in Time. Yeah, we've got Slash and Turtles in Time. He's a pain in the ass. We all know that. But with hard mode on the Hyperstone Heist, you've got like a zillion foot soldiers that just don't stop. They just continue to come out. And if you're not good with that dash, plus you get Tatsu in there. That's the only video game that the movie dude's in, which is... were you shocked seeing him in there your first time? I didn't know what the hell he was doing there. I was very shocked.
I don't know. They took some liberties, and it was pretty cool to find those little Easter eggs in there.
Yeah. We also had the good boss rush on Hyperstone Heist. Now, how about the one console we didn't get to bring up, because I didn't have one growing up, was the Game Boy. Now, my cousin had the first Turtles game, but it was always so difficult for me to play. Thank God for Super Game Boy. That's when I started to enjoy them. But did you ever play the Game Boy or Super Game Boy games back in the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fall of the Foot Clan.
Yep.
I got a funny story about that.
Sure.
At least I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I was a kid. I didn't have it. My buddies had a copy. And literally I was over their house. And they were like, had a sink full of dishes. And they were like, listen, if you wash this sink full of dishes, I'll give you $5. And then the other brother said, I'll sell you the Turtles game for $5. And I'm like, hold on. Give me. And I sat there and I washed dishes in their house. I was like 12. And then all of a sudden he gave me $5, and I turned to his brother and I was like, here you go. And he gave me the copy. And I still have it. It's got a little broken corner, the label's beat up, but it's the copy I played as a kid. And I love that. Fall of the Plan, it's great.
Yep, and it's high replay value. If you want to just go to the final level, just boop, 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 boop. You're at level 5. They always gave us that option. Music's phenomenal. I guess I'll ask you this. Now, my parents were cool. At least they, I don't want to say cool. Just they didn't want to mess with our stuff. Now, did you or anybody in your, circle ever have their names written on the games?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, definitely. When I was really young, I still got some of them.
Okay.
That had my name on there. A funny story about different
Yeah.
games.
Doesn't have to be Turtle. That's okay, yeah.
A story about a name on a game. So as a kid, I had Tiny Toons Adventures for the NES.
Is that a good game? I've never played that one. I've been wanting to.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
It's good. Okay, cool.
I highly recommend Tiny Toons.
All right.
So as a kid, these games were like $40 or $50. That's expensive. And I let someone borrow it. And it got lost. And it came into such an issue where my parents got involved, their parents got involved, because this wasn't just, at the time, these were brand new things.
Yeah, and it's 50. Yeah, it's like loaning a friend $50 and they're not paying you back. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So what happened is that they lost our copy. They were forced to buy us a new copy because my parents were not okay with this. And so, I had it over time. And then there's a local game store that I used to work at. I worked at for like a year or two, but I became friends with the manager. And he randomly called me like 2 years later after I left and was like, hey, there's a game here with your name on it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, this game came into the store. Somebody tried to remove it, one of the employees, and then I read that it was your name, and I stopped it. And I said, what game is it? And he said, it's Tiny Toons Adventures. I'm like, holy crap, Tiny Toons? I lost this 30 years ago.
Oh my god.
And it made its way. I went down there. I gave him a nicer copy. He's like, "Here's the copy I own right now.
Yeah.
Give me my child."
Oh my God! What did your parents think? Now, because I'm guessing it was first and last name on there too. It wasn't just Craig. I'm sure it was first and last name.
It said C.
Yeah, and then last initial.
My last name. So it's first initial, last name.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, to be in such proximity, and it looked like the other games that I had my name written.
Okay.
So it was the same black permanent marker, just the same handwriting. You knew it when you looked at it and was like, "This is it." I've told my parents the story about it now, and unfortunately, they don't fully remember it, but they're like, "Oh, that's great."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Pop.
You used to be really mad about this.
Yeah.
Now you don't care. Okay.
For years. Wow. All right. So Tiny Toons, I'm gonna have to play one day. Again, it's a Konami game, so no wonder why we like it. They made the Turtle games. So we talked about Game Boy. There was Game Boy Advance, 3DS, arcades. We never had a 64 or PSP, but so you're starting to buy these games now. When you looked for them, was it basically just Craigslist, or would you do eBay and try to snipe a game, or?
No, I didn't really buy on eBay or Craigslist.
Okay.
It would be going to random video game stores. There were a few. I'm in Connecticut, and there were a few.
Yeah, in Illinois.
Around
Okay.
that time. And that was the fun. The fun was going to look and see what you would find.
Yeah.
eBay, it was around, you could do it, but it just took the fun out. It wasn't just, hey, what am I looking for? What's going to pop up today?
Right, like a quest, yeah.
Right. It helped find joy in it, because I could go on eBay anytime and be like, oh yeah, I'm going to spend how much? Okay, and hit the button and buy it and here. But it's not as satisfying to find it in the wild, loose somewhere, just to be like, stumble upon something and be like, whoa, check this out.
Yeah, exactly. Now, for those who collect action figures, you have bare bones, loose complete. When you are looking for video games, do you try to get everything? Do you try to get, the game? Do you get the manual? Do you get the bonuses? Like we all know Turtles 2 had that pizza Hut coupon. When you look for games, do you look for that? Tell us what you look for when you're going for these games here.
Well, it depends on what point you are talking to me. If you talking to me in the beginning, it didn't matter. I wanted to play.
Okay, yeah.
I wanted the game. As soon as I got the game, it was great. I was playing. I didn't think about condition. If there was 2 copies, I'm like, well, I'm going to get the one that looks nicer. But
yeah, of course.
I bought things all the time without the boxes. I didn't think anything of it at the time. And as time went on, I got the bug or the itch for a complete in box. And I have to credit my friend Andrew for this, who put me down that rabbit hole, because I was fine with not doing that. And he's like, no, the compelling artwork and all these cool things. And I was like, right, I do love this. And then just went into those kind of things of like, oh, here's another copy. It's got a few more pieces of what's needed to have it complete. I'll buy that, trade off. Maybe put something in a trade pile if I go to a local event and trade it to somebody else. There's been a number of times that I've found really awesome things and upgraded, and then I'll try to sell them locally or trade them off locally. And depending on who it is, I really try to give a deal, because I don't try to rip people off. Because I know everybody wants to find something fun, and if I didn't pay for it, why do you need to? I'm just sharing the joy of Turtles.
No, and that's why I've looked about, there's certain groups on Facebook that they're out there and just helping other people out where it's look, I find this, and I've loved a couple groups I'm a part of. It's hey, I'm here. If you want this, let me know. You can get it at cost plus shipping. So you're kind of in the same mindset where it's hey, look, found this rare game for $40. I want yours because yours is going for $60, but I need that manual and the box art. We'll work out something. That's pretty cool of you, Craig. I like that. So when did this whole grading thing come into play? Because, you kind of been leveling up your own gaming, so to speak. First was just playing the games. Then you want to seal them. Now you're you know what? Did you grade, sports cards or comics before this? What brought on the grading, experience?
I think I got a little bit of the bug as well from a few friends that were, I think initially this is what's happened was a friend of mine was going to send some stuff into WADA. And I was like, oh, that would be really cool to have some copies of some stuff that I older game. And I sent 1 or 2 in with him, And I got it back, and I was like, wow, this thing looks so cool, you know? And
Yeah.
I didn't have any great games. It didn't have any great comics. I wasn't really into the idea of it.
Okay.
But as I started doing it, I was like, I just love the preservation of it. And just to enjoy it as it is. And they're for me. They're eye candy for me. I understand that, you know, some people it's not for them. Like I said, I'm not looking for investments in any of these things. There are things for myself. Because like I said, that's 5.5. Nobody's paying good money for 5.5.
Yeah. Right.
But it's mine.
Right.
And I found it, and I love it, and that's all that matters. But that was kind of where it was. And then I went a little bit farther in getting more games and grading them. I've slowed down myself right now just because it is an expensive thing to go into just to grade your game. Because I've got some stuff here that I wanted to grade. Like here's a computer copy of the original NES.
The DOS game? Oh my god, that game is a pain in the ass to play. I've seen some of my buddies stream that on Twitch. Holy cow, that one is just very out there, I guess we'll say. Man, what a nice fun. Do you have Manhattan Missions? I guess I don't want to play spoiled. Did you have that one anywhere?
I do. It's not graded, not sealed, but it literally is up here.
Oh, nice. Very cool. That's one of the other ones. Wow. So, did you, I guess, just say, like, you know, like how there's always these documentaries. Maybe one day we'll get a Craig documentary on his journey to get every Ninja Turtle game graded. So, why did you decide, like, it seems like you want to go after every Ninja Turtle game out there?
There was a thought at one point in time to do that.
Okay.
I've since slowed down. I got ahead of myself a little bit too much. I'm not that ambitious anymore.
Okay.
But there was definitely the start of wanting to collect them all and get a copy of each one graded for myself, just to preserve them, to enjoy them, to see them. But as time went on, it just doesn't have funding for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you don't want exactly. You never want it to be like, oh, I got to go get this frickin' Mutant Nightmare game now, and I can't find it. I'm not going to spend $500, like you say, because you always see it on eBay. Buy it now or best offer, even though it's like their starting prices way out there. So, for those who are listening now to Shellanomics on YouTube and Spotify, and they've never gotten anything graded, can you just explain the process, how it works, like what you need to do, and what? Again, you've done games that are just worth a 5. But where do you kind of like have an assumption where, you know, you've done it for a while, like this is actually something you recommend to get graded for either wholesale value or just like, you know, I guess for collection purposes?
Well, I mean, if you got a copy that looks really nice, if the seal and everything in the box looks good, if it looks like it's mint and you're just like, you don't want to touch it, well, then you want to put in something protective just to preserve pristineness, to be like, there's not many copies of something that's this clean, this fresh off the print or the press. So that's what I would say when to grade it, depending on the game and if you're doing it for yourself or you're trying to get financial gains. Because I know that there are some things that are rare that will probably increase in price by being graded. And then people capitalize on that because that's going to happen every year. And that's fine. But I think at this point in time, either you're preserving history for yourself, or you're just trying to make a few bucks.
Okay. Now, is there a certain company you enjoy more? 'Cause my dad had a headache with one company. I'm not going to name who, but he does a lot of baseball cards. And sometimes, you know, this is you need to have the patience of a saint when you're grading stuff here, right, Craig? Because sometimes it does take a while when your baby's out, you know, on vacation.
Yes, I had to learn that the hard way the first time I did it, and when my friend was doing the whole process, I'd be like, hey, so what's up? Any updates?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, there's not. It's going to take months.
Oof.
And he's like, you went for the cheap option. You'll see it next year. And I'm like, all right. Because that was the other thing. You know, you can spend tons of money and get it done in a month, or you can spend a fraction of it. I won't say a fraction, but less.
Right. Oh, my God.
And wait 6 months or something like that for it.
Oh, geez, so it's like when you're going to like the hospital or somewhere, it's like, well, you want to be urgent care, or you just want to sit in the, you know, in the pack and wait. Oh, wow.
Right. Are you in a need to have it this moment? If you're not, then you can let it sit. You know, most of these companies you're insured for everything and it should be well taken care of. I haven't heard of anybody have an issue. That doesn't mean it hasn't happened like you just said.
Yeah, it eventually gets there, but it's just like, it just takes a little bit, you know. I think my dad just, we take things literally, so when someone says 60 days, it should be 60 days, not 90 days or 120 when you're advertised when we pay for it. And it's like, well, can't ask for a refund. They got our cards, so it's like you can't do it.
Now we're playing nice. We're being patient and just saying, any updates, please?
Yeah, like a little sad puppy face or something. So, you also you sent us a sneak peek before we had you come on the show. It looks like you have multiple copies of a couple games. Like I think you have Mutant Nightmare for the DS. It looked like you had 2 of those. So, what makes you? What made you want to go for 2? Was there like a European release and an American release, or what inspired you to get both of those?
I believe one of them was a little bit better than the other.
Oh, really? So it's like you had like a weaker copy, and then you found a stronger one?
Sometimes the seal doesn't look as good once you go for a second one. One of them does have a sticker difference on it. I only have one in my hand. There's another sticker, and I can't remember what it is on the other side of the room. But it was a variant, and I was like, okay, that's kind of neat. Some of the things that you'll see in that case that I have that I do have doubles of is because I bought a bunch of stuff from Mirage Archives when they were closing down shop.
Oh, before the Nickelodeon sale? Is that what we're talking about? Like when Peter Laird had it?
No. So the Nickelodeon sale happened like, 2009?
9-ish, yeah.
Right, and then this was 2018 or so.
Oh, when they were done. Okay, the Mirage. Okay.
Right. So when the studio fully started shutting down that location in Northampton, which is actually like an hour and a half from me. Never knew that as a kid. The Turtles were an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
I did get to actually go to the studio. Didn't meet Peter, but I contacted them and gave them a box of stuff. And I was sitting there talking to the lady at the front, and she was like, "Well, what do you want to have inside?" He comes in every once in a while, and I was like, "Well, I can't decide." She's like, "He'll sign it all. Don't worry." He was really nice. And so there was only maybe 5 or 6 things, but I
just again. Yeah,
I didn't want to ask that.
Yeah, because that's what people do, and that's what I actually met. Again, a little off track here, but I met John Cena the night after WrestleMania 22 in Chicago on a Raw. A lot of these guys go to the hotels. We're all kind of like groupies. We went out like the Hyatt or Holiday Inn. He's out there. I just wanted one picture, but one dude goes up to him with 5 things, and he's like, "You're putting these on eBay tomorrow, aren't you?" Like he knew what was going on because that's what you say happens. These guys just want 5 things, and now. I guess I kind of do understand why at Comic-Cons now, a little off track, but like I've seen it now. It never happened when I was going to them, but like nowadays I'll see. I'll just say John Smith because I don't want anybody getting in trouble. John Smith autograph $50. Sign your Funko Pop $60. Sign something else $80 because they know it's like that's their extra incentive. Like, hey, you're just doing this for profit. You're not doing this because it's an honor to meet you. I love you. I want to have something that I can have on my shelf and share with my kids or my grandkids or something just to meet you.
Yeah. Depending on what you want to sign, I've had those experiences where. I was it's the item that I associate most with that person.
Yeah.
And that's what I would want signed. But then because of what that item is, it's going to cost hundreds of dollars versus a photo that might cost $40.
Yeah.
For some people. Now, no comment.
Yeah, it's very unfair. I'm with you. I say we're not here to spread negativity. I'm a little upset about that too because back in the day when I used to go, it was just flat $60 for an autograph. $40 for a selfie, combo $70. Nice and easy, no nonsense. Here you go. Bring one item up. How do you want me to sign it? You want my name, you want your name on it, my name on it, and move on.
Right. Well, Comic-Cons in general have become such a thing of themselves. They're all over the place. Yeah. Everything's got its own little one. We had like none in Connecticut. Now we have like 4, and I'm like, we're not that big. And a lot of them are crossing over for what they're doing. Some of them video games, some of them's anime and board games, but they all kind of cross over.
Yeah, with the artwork and everything, and celebrities and whatnot on there. So let's get back to the Turtle game here. So I guess we'll slowly start bringing this in for a landing. You've got a lot of your favorite games. So what made you, again, want to get Turtles 2? Because like you said, you knew it was not going to be a 10, but you're like, I just want to get this in anyways. Because I think that's probably your most sentimental value out of your graded collection, isn't it?
It's
right
up there.
Okay.
I do have Turtles 1 on the NES graded as well.
Oh, nice.
It's a higher grade. It's only a 7.
Okay.
But that I actually traded for a number of things, video games that were valuable, just because I didn't care. I said I wanted a copy of Turtles 1 because that is close to heart.
Oh, so now did you trade for it already graded?
No.
Oh,
It was
okay.
sealed.
Okay,
It was a
okay.
sealed copy. Didn't know what it was going to grade as. You know, it was okay. It didn't look perfect.
Yeah.
But it was more of, it was going to be mine.
Okay.
And I have a copy of the NES one, which, again, like I said, I hold so close to me.
Oh yeah.
So it didn't matter. I could get free or traded maybe $200 or $300 worth of stuff at the time. Some other leading box gifts.
Okay.
And that's just the value that whatever current date. You know, I didn't spend that money. I mean, found it years earlier.
Right.
But as things change.
Okay, so those are your top two. I guess, what is your highest graded game that you knew like it was going to be? Do you have any 9s or 10s?
No 9s or 10s. I've got some 9.8s.
Okay.
And I've got some of them that do have, that show that they're from the archive on there.
Oh, wow, okay.
There was an ordeal with that, actually. It was a whole thing. I used WADA for these when I did get them graded. And there was a little bit of an ordeal because the certificates I had, they thought were fake.
Huh.
And it's like, no, these are the real things. This is from Mirage Studios. This is what it looks like. And I actually wanted to have Mirage now shut down at that one time, and I didn't have any contact with their
to like
their
get
eBay when
the
they were doing that.
yeah, like a stamp or something. Okay, gotcha.
But I found, I'm gonna say his name wrong. Is it Gary? Who he did the licensing for the Turtles in the very beginning.
Friedman, Mark Friedman.
Oh, Mark Freedom. No, I said Gary for some reason.
Okay.
I found him on like eBay, and I had them send an email to WADA because their certificates were very similar, and they were like, "No, this is what we did. This is what they are."
Okay.
And so they said, "Okay," and they believed him at that point in time.
Nice.
They were all legit. There was nothing being faked. It was just the signatures on the certificates were printed at this point in time because Mirage had shut down so far that people weren't coming in to sign off. Peter wasn't coming in the office daily to sign things for the certificates when they sold.
Okay, so that's what happened there. Wow. So Turtles 1, Turtles 2. I guess if you have any others in hand, if you want to show off your collection, anyone else you want to share with everybody here, Turtles in Time or Hyper So Nice? I know you have TMNT in your graded collection.
I've got a few of them. This might be a little bit funky if I pick up the camera and move around.
That's true.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, why not? Like I say, we're saying happens as we just chop it off or something. Well, we can at least get a little tour here.
A little bit here.
Yeah, since we're almost
real
done anyways.
quick.
You got the arcade. So that's the original arcade, right? That you got. That was the story you talked about earlier.
Yep, that's the arcade right there.
Oh my God, is that heaven right there?
And then up there you can see it's the marquee is signed a bit. By
Yeah.
Jim Lawson,
Oh, my
Steve
God.
Levine, Eastman,
Wow.
Laird over there.
Oh my God, is that awesome?
Manhattan Mission's up here.
I didn't know what that was, but that was actually my wallpaper for my computer for years because I just love that artwork. That is just phenomenal. That's probably the best artwork out of any video game, in my opinion.
It's pretty fucking awesome. It really is awesome.
Badass.
If we're going over here, I've got my GameCube Turtle games down here.
Okay. Oh, nice. And that Melee one is a rarer game now too, because that was only for GameCube, I believe. That one's kind of hard to find.
Are they? I got these so long ago.
Yeah.
Never. I don't even know what's hard to find sometimes anymore.
Gotcha.
You know, I'll move over to this side. Here's a collection of
yeah, even if you got toys,
Game Boy games.
Oh, we got all three. Nice. And the Advance.
There's that.
DS. Yeah, the one we were talking about. Yep. Now, have you ever been able to play any of them, or do you just collect those?
These are all open playable.
Oh, have you tried them yet? Do you like any of them? Any of those, like any of those
I've not played
DSs?
this one that you mentioned.
Okay.
And yes, I do like most of them.
Okay.
But I haven't really cared for
Yeah, right.
the
Yeah.
Nickelodeon ones. They're a little too young for me.
Yeah, just yeah, right. Yeah, it's a little right. The Danger of the Used one's pretty cool if you like Metroid, but I totally get you. Oh, there's some more bonus turtle stuff there.
Alexa,
Yeah, very nice.
so you can see in here.
Oh no, what kind of turtles are those guys? I saw those in the picture too when we were going before we went live.
These guys right here.
Yeah.
They're the FAO Schwartz Big Arts.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a bunch of background noise. Can you hear that?
No, you're okay.
Okay, because all the kiosks just turned on.
No, you're okay.
I'll do a little quick
This is almost like I'm walking into a Blockbuster or an own gaming store. This is beautiful, dude. Thank you for showing us this. This is awesome. Yeah, I see some dupes there, but again, like you say, if you get a better grade, it's like, why not take the extra level? Now, how much, if you don't mind share, how much, again, it's probably different now, Craig, but how much do those games cost to grade nowadays? Like one game? Again, depends on the priority. Can you give a ballpark, like $50 to $80 or?
I usually look for lower tiers.
Yeah.
Price down.
Okay.
But it costs up to like $120. Sometimes even people want it really quick. But generally, would stick in like the $60 to $70 range and wait just to keep it cost efficient for myself.
That makes sense.
It's so expensive.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Especially if you're sending a bunch of them out.
Yeah, exactly. No, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I see. So there's our 1-Up Turtles in Time behind you. Oh my God, you have The Simpsons too. Damn, dude.
Oh yeah. There's some other stuff.
You charge people money to come to your basement and play?
No, everybody's free to play. I just ask for good vibes. There's no problem. It's all about enjoying it, and that's really what it is.
Exactly. That is a phenomenal.
We got like a movie display from the movie back here.
Oh yes. That one's pretty wild.
A quick Sega Channel thing. I've got a poster over here.
Oh, very rad.
That was cool because you don't find those very often.
Yeah.
And here's something.
What's the saying on there? If you can read that in case what does it say? How more now?
Oh, it says Sega Channel. Get hooked. And it used to say play over 50. Now it's over 70.
Oh, now more. Okay, cool. So it is part of the flyer. Awesome. I thought like the NWO graffiti on there I saw up top in the red.
Oh, no. It's actually, that came from a local cable company.
Oh, wow.
Hanging up in the cable company.
Damn, this is a lot of cool treasures here, man.
And so here's something really cool. That's a display for the very first Turtles game Boy, and a Tiger handhelds.
Okay, let's see here.
See if I get this light over here. It's a giant poster.
Holy
but
cow,
it's like a cardstock.
Oh yeah! Holy cow! On a Blockbuster video gumball machine.
Oh yeah, there's that.
How the hell did you find that? Just again on your grand journey? Like I mean, like you say, you don't really do eBay and Craigslist too much. Just video game stores, or
that was on Facebook Marketplace.
Okay, that's another good place to check.
I found that Long Island.
And that's kind of local though too, so it's still kind of personal. Okay, I gotcha.
Right. It wasn't something I was necessarily hunting, and it was just like, oh wait. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And I worked for a competitor, though. I worked for a local rental company.
Okay.
Right after high school. Not Blockbuster, but I did go there. I frequented it.
Yeah, of course. Well, we couldn't pass up that $5. Oh, there's a 2007 poster I see.
Yeah, this is a display from the video game.
Oh, okay.
Toys R Us.
Nice.
It's a plastic poster.
Oh, sick, dude.
And then over here, there's 2 more video game store display posters. So we've got that.
Nice.
And then we've got the original TMNT, or Turtles.
Oh, yeah, the 2003. Oh, dude, that is awesome. That's original.
And then on the opposite side, there's another one.
Oh, that's another hard find. That's got, like you said, those are definitely store cardboard, like.
Well, these are all plastic, but yeah, store displays.
Yeah, store displays. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, man, that is awesome. Well, Craig, as we slowly start bringing this in for landing, how about you rank? I don't think it's going to be like asking who your favorite child is, but give us your top 5 Turtle games from 5 to 1 from all the generations. Shredder's Revenge, all the way back to the original Nintendo Turtles.
Ooh, that's a hard question, man. I gotta hold on.
That's okay. That's all right. Because you've got the collection. You've played pretty much just about all of them, and you can even go by artwork and stuff. So even if it's just which one hits home to you, top 5.
I gotta say, I'm gonna go
in any order,
opposite direction. So number 1 is Turtles for the NES.
Okay,
that's just my number 2. I would go with Turtles the arcade. Now I know you can say the NES or the arcade.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna put them into both, even though they're not exactly the same.
Gotcha.
That would be part 2. And then for myself, Fall the Foot Clan, which I still love on the Game Boy.
Yep.
Play the hell out of it. I beat it all the time. Just sit down and play it for like a half hour, just to feel good playthrough. Beat it.
High replay value in that one. Agreed.
Yeah. So that's number 3. Let's see, number 4 probably would go to Hyperstone Heist. Still staying in the early Turtles.
Yeah.
That's just. And then after that, even though I'm gonna have Turtles in Time. I was gonna want to put
Shredder's Revenge. I know it's It's hard to find them, I know.
I love it. It's great, but yeah, I don't know.
You just get that childhood energy. You just get that, that old mojo back in the day. It just brings you back to a lighter time, where you had no worries. Just sitting there playing with your buddies or your cousins, like you said, and having a good old time. Well, dude, I appreciate this. Anything else? Any other video gaming goals you have for your turtle games? Like you said, you slowed down a bit. Anything else you're looking to accomplish by next year?
Maybe save some money at this point. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah. That's a good point. Do you recommend anybody start collecting them? Because I actually had another gentleman on here. His name was Bobby with Bobby's Roll Toys, and it was before I got lucky finding a NECA collection in Schaumburg, Illinois, not too far. That's the only reason I got these, because he said, like how you're probably going to say, is like, honestly, no. It's not that I don't want you guys to collect, but it is just ridiculously high to buy these things. And like we talked about earlier, if you're buying on eBay, you've got to pay taxes, you've got to pay shipping, so you're double out there. Unless you can find someone local like you do with your gaming store where you save on shipping and you just have to pay a regular tax. I mean, any recommendations for anybody who wants to get into turtle gaming collecting for 2026 in the new year? Any tips you got for them?
Pre-order. Don't wait if anything sells out, because you never know if it's going to go up in price. Maybe they'll actually release a really good Last Ronin game, and then it becomes rare. So they say.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
And I think right now, if you're actually going to get into action figures, and if you like NECA, which I do like NECA, they're putting out so much product, and I think there's so many people that maybe started the collection early on and maybe have gotten overwhelmed.
Yeah, they got burnt out. There's tons of them in those
burnt out
Facebook
because
groups.
there's so much of it.
Yep.
I tried to pick point and get only certain figures because I felt the slope. I started going down it and I stopped.
Yep.
But if you're looking to get turtle figures, I feel like NECA's probably going to be the one on point at this time. And then there's a lot of people selling them for deals.
Because they're trying to get rid of them. Yeah. Way below market value. Yeah. Well,
and also to mention, Playmates is losing the licensing, or they're not releasing or renewing. I don't know the fine details.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't really know their books, but just for me, I didn't really find anything interesting. It was just always, because for us, we grew up with that stuff, and I've had Josh on the show. We've done the whole original line, and he's like, I want my '80s turtles. I don't need these upgraded, Like I think they just re-released the new figures again from the '80s. They're cool, but it just doesn't hit home, and I don't think it works with a brand. And now, since everybody has a license, like my one friend Donnie was saying, it's like NECA, Super 7, Fig Arts, and just they're all over the place. It's like
everywhere.
I'm going NECA. I like the articulation. I like that they move around. They look beautiful. I've got a cover because there's a glare on the light, but it's just. And they're just so well done, and all the little accessories. I'm a guy who's a fan of details. You got I just got the April figure for Christmas this year. They even have the Maltese hamster in there. It's like, if you're a die-hard turtle fan, you appreciate those kind of things.
Those little fine details, they do good quality on those details. Finding that, wait, what a minute, and you see this thing in the accessory, and you're like, oh, I remember that small chime or Easter egg to this one episode.
Yes, exactly. All right, my dude, final thing for you, so on a happy note here, your greatest accomplishment in a Ninja Turtle game, anything, your greatest accomplishment, whether it was as a kid or an adult, what are you most proud of?
I have to say, just because I see so many videos and so many people talk about it, and it sounds silly in a way, but the fact that I could beat the dam. And that no one can beat the dam, and every time I see someone be like, this is the hardest level ever, and I'm like, what do you mean? Play the next level. Get through this. This is not hard. And I'd see people complain about it and be like, no, you don't go hard.
Yeah.
You're playing. Then you find hard.
Yes, exactly. You have 4 turtles to work with. As long as you don't panic and don't go into that, my buddy called it spaghetti, you'll be fine. You have plenty of hit points.
Yeah, so seaweeds or whatever that comes up and takes you down.
Yes, exactly.
Don't get too close. It just pulls you in.
Well, dude, after this podcast, I may go start up my little NES or play some Shredder's Revenge. This was a lot of fun.
There you go, man.
I appreciate you coming on in short notice, and best of luck with your collection, Craig. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure. You have a great night.
You as well. Another episode of Shellanomics is in the books. If you guys have not yet checked out all of our other amazing episodes, we've had amazing guests. We've talked about the 1987 cartoon, 2003 cartoon, Next Mutation, Coming Out of Their Shells, video games, the comics, crossover comics like Batman and the Power Rangers, and tons of amazing content with you guys, the fans. Be sure to stop by our YouTube channel, Spotify, and Twitch. And if you have somebody who'd like to be on the show, get in touch with us at kingmikedas@gmail.com. That's KINGMIKEDAS@gmail.com.